In this video, we will look at ethically aligned design for autonomous systems. As autonomous systems have become increasingly pervasive in our society, it has become important to look at the ethical questions around their use and design. We will cover these four main topics within this video. So the main question everyone might have is, why should engineers care about ethically aligned design? So as we design robots or other autonomous systems, it is important that we ensure that autonomous systems are used for their intended outcome and don't have unforeseen outcomes, as in the Terminator movie. It is also important that they improve the well-being of society and don't contribute to further inequalities in society. So what are the objectives of ethically aligned design? The objectives of ethically aligned design are threefold. Firstly, to ensure human values are met. Secondly, to ensure that people have self-determination in the way their data is used and in the way they interact with autonomous systems. And lastly is to ensure the technical efficacy of these autonomous systems. These objectives form three pillars of ethically aligned design, which are universal human values, political self-determination and data agency, and lastly, technical dependability. To allow for these objectives, we have 8 principles. Firstly is ensuring human rights. Secondly is ensuring that our designs help the well-being of society. Third is the data agency, ensuring people have data agency when they use our design. Providing technical effectiveness from autonomous systems. Ensuring that there is transparency when autonomous systems make decisions. Ensuring there's accountability in what happens when decisions are made and errors happen. Lastly is looking at the awareness of misuse of the design, and also looking at the competence of the design with regards to its application. We will now have a quick discussion on classic ethics and their relation to autonomous systems. In classic ethics, there are 3 main areas. Firstly is the individual, secondly is the family, and lastly is the open space or community. By examining these 3 areas, we can understand how autonomous systems apply to each of these areas. We will consider 4 main theories. First is the virtual theory, which provides us a framework for growth. Secondly is the deontological ethics, which provides us with a reason for how human duty and laws originate. Thirdly, we look at utilitarian ethics, which provides a method to maximize the utility to a maximum number of people. And lastly, we look at the ethics of care, which examines how relationships between humans form societies. So we will now look at well-being metrics. As engineers, metrics are extremely important. Metrics enable us to evaluate our designs and ensure that things are being kept up to the standard that is required. Well-being metrics allow us to do this for the well-being of society. An example might be the Human Happiness Index by the United Nations, which provides an index for the happiness in each country. In autonomous systems, there are 2 main things that we use. Firstly is we design our autonomous systems, and secondly we use data provided to autonomous systems. Using these 2 inputs, the autonomous systems gives us a decision that it makes towards society, and we want to ensure that these decisions are appropriate. Firstly, by ensuring that we take this stepped process and for designing our autonomous systems, by conducting an identification of stakeholders and end users, having a risk assessment, identifying key appropriate metrics for well-being, and ensuring that these metrics are designed as sub-objectives of our design. A similar process can be done when evaluating the data we collect, by ensuring we're using the appropriate metrics and appropriate way to measure these metrics, training our autonomous systems using these metrics, and then verification and continual observation of our models should be conducted using these metrics.